Good afternoon or good evening, YouTube. This is Kaylin Strain coming at you with the final meal of my Australian CR1M. And I will wait a couple of minutes for others to show up. I'm going to be having issues, but I'm going to carry on because I want to get this done. I want you to see what I got for my dinner. But the two hot items that I have left to prepare are the soup and the mee goreng noodles. And a while ago I got out of the fridge the rest of the Bega cheese. And I got the Vegemite or yeast extract and the rest of the sweetened condensed milk, which I have been rolling up to squeeze the rest of it out because I will use it in the traditional British manner of drinking tea. So I'll show you what I have left in the bag. I took the chocolate ration bar out because, as I said previously, I'm saving that for when I get a hold of the American version of the chocolate ration. I want to do a video separate to compare the two. So this is the Jack Link's beef jerky. This is the tea bag. Here is the golden pumpkin soup, and as you can see, I have here two bowls. One will be for the soup and the other will be for the ramen. So I'll put the soup in this bowl because it will require less water. Then here is the mee goreng noodles. I have the jam sandwich chocolate biscuits. And here are the rest of the Aussie crackers, or they call them cream biscuits, but they're more like a salty. And then I took the Russian crackers, which are thick like the Polish and Lithuanian special biscuits. I took those out and replaced them with the special biscuits that I had intended to send to our late Ration reviewer brother Polly. I was going to send him those for his rabbit because Bob the rabbit likes those and he can eat them. And then this is the Spanish ration calamari in oil that CR1M included with this. So anyway, I figured these would be good to put the cheese and the Vegemite on, and then because I like to put crackers in soup, I figure I'll go ahead and use both of these. And so the special biscuits will be eaten with the Russian ration that I'll be reviewing at the YouTuber meetup next month. I figured they will stand up better for travel than even these, although these seem pretty stout. And I have the CR1M spork, and I have the CR1M mug. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put these off to the side. And I'm going to open these up. This requires 250 mils of water. I'm not going to measure, I'm just going to eyeball it. It's very bright yellow. And I can feel some chunks in there. So that's what the pumpkin soup looks like. And then I'm going to open up the mee goreng noodles. Sorry if I haven't been looking in the chat. I'm just wanting to get these open so that I can get these going. And usually when I prepare ramen, I break up the noodles so that they are much easier to eat. That's just how I roll. When you buy these in shops, they will be labeled with whatever flavor the seasonings are. But in the ration, you don't know what it is until you take it out. But they look just like the ramen noodles. I'll give you a close-up. That's what it looks like. And what some people do is they wait till after the noodles are cooked to before they add the seasonings. I do it different. I add the seasonings before I heat the noodles. But that's just how I do it. This one seems to be a little bit more difficult, but that's why I got the cheaters out. Well, this one is like a soy sauce. This is supposed to be, I believe, an oil, and this is some other kind of seasoning. Oops, sorry about that. The only problem with these is it is hard to get this stuff out. Unfortunately, this middle one, I might not be able to get it out. It might not want to come out. But this one is rather thick, almost like a fish sauce or oyster sauce. But at least I'll get some of it out. I'm not going to waste my time with that center one. This is a Bell brand tea, just like a basic black tea. And I will squeeze the sweetened condensed milk into the tea after I get the water in. So what I'll do now is I'll go get the water and I'll be right back. I'm not sure if this is how Australians would normally drink their hot tea, but when I was a kid, I used to drink hot tea with creamer and sugar in it. And then when I got to be an adult, I stopped doing that. But then several years ago, I just started doing that again. And I know many of the people that I attend a mosque with, when they have dinners and they make tea, they like to do the same thing with their tea. Is they drink it blonde. So I will set the tea back there to a steep. I'm going to give these noodles a mix, and then I will let these sit to rehydrate. So this will take several minutes. And this will allow the seasonings to infuse. I'm going to stir this soup. This would be my first time having an actual pumpkin soup. There are some chunks in here. I'm not sure if it's actual pumpkin pieces or just some other things that are in here that are a bit on the chunky side. Or if it's a crouton or something like that. That'll be interesting to try, see how it is. Now let's see how the jam sandwiches fared. Well, they remained intact. They didn't get busted. I'll give you a close-up of one. Got a nice in the middle, and it looks like a red, possibly strawberry jam. And this one has a star. How cool is that? It's probably a shortbread cookie type of thing. I'm opening up the beef snack. It's peppered. It's a very shiny, thick piece of beef jerky. It smells good. Aussie crackers or cream biscuits in a Ziploc bag to try to keep them fresh. So I hope they're still holding up after a few weeks of not eating them. So I will put them here. And of course I have the Russian crackers on standby, which I will keep. Yeah, I'll go ahead and open them. What the heck? Well, that can be a nice meal if you don't feel like cooking or you don't have the time, but you need some extra food. So I put 3 of the Russian crackers out, and then the can opener that I use cuts it from the side instead of from right here, and it allows me to actually put the top back on. And I put it in another Ziploc bag to keep it in the fridge, and a little while ago I took it out so that it could warm up to make it easier to spread. And of course, ooh, garlic and onion sounds good. I like those 2 flavors. And of course I have this calamari from the Spanish Ration. But I will leave that in the tin. see how this thing opens up. Oh, there we go. Oh, these are whole. I figured this might be sliced. I haven't had calamari in a long time, and the last time I did, it was fried. Oops, sorry about that. It's a definite fishy smell, and it's in oil, so so the oil might mask the scent of it. Otherwise, I figured my cat would go bonkers. So anyway, I had everything prepared. I'm going to go ahead and give this soup another stir, and then I'll give it a try first by itself. But as I said, I do like crackers in the soup. Well, probably not with the oil. If it was just boiled, I would not want to give my cat anything with a whole lot of oil in it. So I'm afraid that just might go through her and leave a huge mess. I'm going to give it a taste. Those are croutons in here. That's what these bits are. But it does taste like pumpkin. I think there's a bit of the powder that didn't get mixed. Yep, that is a definite pumpkin flavor. It's not as salty as I thought it might be, which is actually good. So I'm going to take just a few bits of those and put that in there. Probably not all of this one. Well, maybe about that much. I'll try it with a bit of the cracker in it. That gives it the kind of crunch that I like. Of course, over time it'll soften up. I'm just going to set that back there. Now I'm going to give the noodles another stir. Plumped up. It must be an American thing to put crackers in soup. Excuse any extra noises that you might hear. There's someone, it sounds like they might be shooting some kind of a firecracker or maybe a small caliber pea shooter. I've called the police several times when people have done this outside my building, but of course they only pop off a few shots, by the time the police do show up. No one's out there, so. So I don't know what the purpose of that is. But that's what it sounds like. Either firecrackers, what we call M80s down here, or like a small pea shooter. So now I'm going to go ahead and take a taste to see if these are fully rehydrated. Yes, they are. There is some garlic. That lighter seasoning paste is like a garlic paste. It's not too strong. And the other seasoning, I have no idea what it is. It could be, I wouldn't be surprised. People drive by and throw things off like that. So, anyway, welcome aboard, Lou. You're watching me eat my dinner. So this is the yeast extract, also known as Vegemite. I'm going to go ahead and... This stuff is very, very salty. Sorry about that. I got disconnected. As I was saying, you could use a just-in-time prepping. What I have for dinner is the mee goreng noodles from the Australian CR1M. This is the pumpkin soup. This is the calamari that was sent as a freebie by foreignmmory.com. I have the yeast extract Vegemite on the Aussie cream biscuits or crackers, and I threw some of it into the pumpkin soup. And I have the peppered beef stick or beef jerky extra thick. And I have the strawberry, I believe it's strawberry, I haven't tasted it yet, the jam-filled biscuit sandwich. And I have the tea, which I put the sweetened condensed milk in. And I have the rest of the Bega cheese. I ate some of it a few days ago. I put it on a cup on some burgers that I had cooked to make a cheeseburger. And I melted it on there and it worked pretty good. So I'm going to see how it is to cut this. It's firm, but it doesn't look like it is too... It's too hard, and it's not really soft, but it's very, very oily. That's why I'm leaving it in the can. But this is what it looks like. That one is actually not too bad. There's not a whole lot of flavor in it. It's salty enough. It doesn't need salt, but it could stand with a few more seasonings, which I don't happen to have handy right now. I'm going to go ahead and take the tea bag out of here. Yes, I'll do what some people don't like, squeezing tea bag, but I'm a tea bag squeezer. Because to me, that's wasting it. That's just the way I like it. I dribble, but that's okay. I'm going to take a taste of this beef snack. Phone doesn't want to focus. Not a strong pepper flavor, but it is there. And it's pretty good. Jack Link's is a well-known brand here in the U.S. and well, apparently it's popular in Australia too, because Aussie military gives it to their people. But it would be interesting to try different brands of beef jerky from around the world. But yeah, that one is pretty good. I like it. So that would be a good one to eat on the go, if that's how you had to eat it. Though what I thought about doing, what I might actually do, yep, sardines. Actually, what I might do, now that I've tasted both of this by itself, I think to increase the flavor of the calamari, I think what I'm going to do is actually break it up. And this titanium does really well at that. I'm just going to put the pieces into the ramen. That way I don't have to deal with the oil. And I think that'll up the flavor of both, actually. Some people might not go for calamari, which is basically squid, and that's all calamari is just squid. Some don't like it, but I happen to like it. I just haven't had it in a long time. And now, thanks to Art and Nina, I get to have some of it again. And this really dark color might be residuals from the ink that the squid produces. I'm just going to put that over there. So the noodles will get some of the flavor of the calamari, and then the calamari will get some of the seasoning from the broth that's created from the noodle seasonings. Yep, that works. The ramen seasonings, to me, go well with the calamari. Gives the calamari a little more flavor, so that actually works for me. I'm going back for more of this pumpkin soup because it is good. This pumpkin soup is really good. I should try to figure out how to make it here. Oh yeah, ramen. You can do all kinds with ramen. You can take the original seasoning packet out, put your own stuff in. I've done it with putting veggies in there. I put meats in there. Some people will put spam or something like spam in there. They'll put sausages in there. You could cut up hot dogs and put it in there. Or for instance, if you get the chicken flavor, you can put some actual chicken in there. Just all kinds of stuff you can do with these kinds of noodles. That's why I like to keep them on hand. And doing something like this, I hadn't intended to do it that way because I didn't know what the calamari was going to be like. But once I saw it and tasted it, yeah, this is the way to go with it. And breaking up the noodles before you add the water makes it a lot easier to eat because you're not slurping it. Yep. Plus they are light. You know, these packs are very light. They may not have the nutritional punch that's a Mountain House or Backpacker's Pantry or other freeze-dried emergency food might have, but you know, just something quick and easy that's not too expensive. That's the way to go. And some places will have them for you might be able to get, in depending on where you go, $1 for a 5 or a 6 pack. Oh no, exactly. I'm sure these, even in Australia, parts of Australia do get cold. I recently watched a video of an Aussie hiker who went to an area that had snow. Now during the day it was warm. He was warm enough he was wearing just a t-shirt, but then at night it would get cold and he'd have to put his long sleeve shirt on. But so any Australian troops that have to train in that particular condition, because it is winter down there right now and it'll be moving into their spring as we move into our fall, so they would like something like these noodles or the soup, especially as well as the tea and the coffee, to provide a little extra warmth while they're taking their meal breaks. Yeah, no doubt roos are adapted to being in snow. I'm taking some of the cheese on the back of the spork, and I'm going to put it on I'm putting it on the Russian cracker. So it spreads, but it has to be warmed up, or at least allowed to be at room temperature to spread. It's not near as spreadable as the American cheese, spreads, but it does work. Plus, I think it shows up better on the Russian cracker because it's darker. See, this is the Aussie, this is the Russian, so it's a little darker in color. So I figure it would show up the cheese better. It's a white cheddar, but in a spreadable form. And you can get the bag of cheese online. It's supposed to have a shelf life of several years before it would even need refrigeration before you open it. But since I opened mine, I've been keeping it in the fridge. And I had always wanted to try this bega since I first seen it on the videos. And now that I've tried it, I do want to order some to keep on hand. I'll go ahead and put some on the Aussie cracker just for the heck of it. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to bump them out. Actually, I bumped my charging cable that I got. I got my phone connected to a power bank just to make sure that it doesn't go dead on me while I'm doing this, because streaming does eat battery. And I made sure it was fully charged before I plugged it into the power bank. Now I know for certain that I won't go dead before I'm done. Dark matter is in the house. What I'm doing, for those that have just joined in, like DIY Dark Matter, this is the last of the food that I have from an Australian 24-hour ration, CR1M. And what I have is, this is a peppered beef, extra thick piece of beef jerky. These are the jam sandwich cookies. I have pumpkin soup, and I have tea with the sweetened condensed milk in it. I have the yeast extract or Vegemite. See right there in the piece of cracker. And I have the mee goreng ramen style noodles, which I added the calamari that was sent as a freebie by foreignmre.com. I decided to throw it in here because I thought it would benefit from the seasoning of the noodles, and the noodles will get the flavor of the calamari. And some people would not go for this, but I happen to like it, so. Yep, dress up the noodles. And one of the sections of the liquid seasoning packet, I just couldn't get the stuff out, so I thought, heck with it. It's too dried up. I don't know what happened there, but I decided, heck with it. I'm not going to bother with that one. Garlic is one of the seasonings that was in there. So, unlike other brands of the ramen type noodles, the mee goreng has two different seasoning packets. One is double powder, like 2 different powdered seasonings. And then the other one is the liquid or paste seasoning packet. And I put those in before I put the water in, because that's just how I do it. And if I felt it needed more salt, I could add some of this Vegemite to it, which I won't do because it's salty enough for me. If you like white cheddar cheese, this bag of cheese is really, really good stuff. I actually like it better than the Russian spreadable cheeses, and I really like those, but this Bega, I think it's even better than that one. Sorry, Russians, but the Bega is a little bit better. Well, you might like this Bega. If you look for it online, get yourself a can to try it. If you can't find it in a store, yeah, go for it. It's worth it. Sorry about that, a disconnect, but as I was about to say, if I don't eat all of this Vegemite tonight, which I won't because a little goes a long way, I'll save it. I'll just eat it later. Or I will use it as a seasoning in something. I just put some of it on the Russian cracker. See how it tastes with that. Definitely has a saltiness that the Russian crackers do lack a little bit. They're not as salty as a basic saltine that you can buy in a store. So the tea is Bell brand, which I've never heard of, so that might be an Australian brand. And I used the last of the sweetened condensed milk that I had. It was in a tube that is like this, but it was bigger. And that's cool about these tubes, is they hold up to travel well. This is what toothpaste used to be in these metal tubes before they went to the plastic ones. And you could basically roll it up to get as much of it out as possible. With the plastic tubes, you can't do that unless you come up with some sort of device to do that. But I'm going to go ahead and take a bite of this sandwich cookie. I'll just take a nibble of the cookie by itself without the jam. Tastes more like a sugar cookie. That's okay, CR. Thanks for dropping in. And I hope you enjoy your noodles that you're having tonight. Yeah, those little plastic tube keys. You might be able to find those on eBay if someone has collected them and sells them, or they 3D print them. So I'll go ahead and take a bite to get a flavor of the strawberry. It's like a strawberry, artificial strawberry flavored. It's not like the regular jam that you put on your toast or other crackers. It's more like almost like a thick gelled almost like a pie filling type. But it's definitely strawberry flavor. The jam that I had with this ration was plum jam, and that was pretty good. And it came in another one of these tubes. It was bigger than this one, but not as big as the condensed milk tube. And I'd finished that off last time. I'm going back for more of this pumpkin soup. I put some of the Aussie crackers in here to go along with the little bits of crouton that are in there. Now this pumpkin soup, so this is what the croutons are original to the soup, that's what they look like. And there's like bits of either the powder that didn't mix up, or it's like actual bits of pumpkin. But this is actually not too bad. I like it. It's plenty salty. It's not as salty as some of the soups that you either get out of a can or that have been in other rations. If you want to cut down the salty flavor, you have to dilute those down. But not with this one. This one's really good. I like it. So, anything else you want to chat about while I'm sitting here with my eating the rest of my dinner? I got some new stuff that showed in my latest mail call video. I have the custom ration from MRE Mountain. I have the My Own Meals that was kindly sent to me by CT. He had to take a second attempt to do it because somehow the first one either got misdirected or stolen or something while I was away, and that was way back at the end of July, beginning of August, when I was camping with the family. And that's when he sent it the first time, so never did find out what happened to that package. So he did it again. And so I have 4 flavors. They're all vegetarian. And the My Own Meals are certified kosher, and they're also certified halal. Kosher meaning the Jewish dietary standard, halal meaning the Muslim dietary standard. So even if they had meat in them, it would be like beef or chicken. And there are some meat My Own Meal entrees out there, but the set that I got came with the accessory packs. He got the accessory packs, and you hardly ever find those available with the actual entrees. And the box that was sent to me is the actual box that would be issued to military members who follow the kosher dietary rules and the Muslim dietary rules if they do not have the other halal rations. I've reviewed a few of the halal MREs that are done by, I think Sapaco packs those. I don't have one of those bags on me to say which company did that, but I think they're Sapaco. They do, or at least either Sapaco or Warnick does the halal MREs. But the box, when I opened that box, I showed what that one looks like, so you can go into my library to find that video where I opened up that case of the My Own Meals entrees. And I have not opened any of the boxes yet, the individual entree boxes. So I'm not sure if there's anything in there besides the entree itself, but it is a pouch that you have to boil. There is no ration heater. Although if I wanted to, I probably could stick it in the Russian ration heater that I got from Ration because the bag is bigger than the US MRE one. And the pad in it is a lot bigger, and I think it has more punch than the US MRE heater pad. But when I do review those, I got a poll up on my community tab on my channel homepage. Which entree would you like me to do first? And so far it's a tie between three of them, and no votes for, or not enough to show for a full percentage for the other one. I think the cheese tortellini is at the bottom. It's not getting any votes, but the other three are getting votes. So I have that poll up there. So I'm not sure how long I'm going to let that run. And I may do the MRE Nation ration first just to give that poll a little more time to run, just to see what people think. Yeah, the British ORPs, or Operational Ration Pack, the 24-hour one that comes in a box, that is a very good ration to start with. You can field strip it, take out what you want to carry, and they provide a bag to put things like that in, or you can use it to pack out your trash when you're done with everything. You get a pack of tissues, you get a couple of big wet wipes, you get assorted drinks, you get different snacks, as well as the entrees. The British RPs also have designated halal ones and designated vegetarian ones. So if you follow any of those dietary sets, you can go with that. And some of the French RCIR rations are designated halal. I did get a hold of one of those finally, but they also have some that do not contain any pork at all, and then they have some that are primarily seafood based or all seafood based, but I have not yet seen a French vegetarian. Oh yes, you do, Dark Matter. I know you. You follow the purple diet. Yeah, you follow the purple diet. And of course, you also follow the seafood diet. You seafood, you eat it. But there are some countries I would love to get rations from that I haven't been able to find. About almost a couple of years ago, a year and a half ago, I saw Steve 1989 review a United Arab Emirates ration. How he got a hold of that, I don't know. I've been wanting to score one of those. I had seen a couple people do a Tunisian ration. Haven't been able to score one of those. I saw one on eBay, but I didn't have the money to buy it at the time. And when I did have the money, someone had already snatched it. And I haven't seen any of that since. And I would like to try some other Asian rations. I'd like to try some other European rations. And of course more American ones. Since USDA has cracked down on certain ration sellers for importing meat products that are not fish, but somehow they missed that Jack Link's beef stick. When the customs raided that CR1M that I got, they didn't take this. They left this in there. How they missed it, I don't know. But what Foreign MRE did, after Customs took the main entrees out, they substituted a couple of American MRE entrees. The beef stew and the spaghetti. So that's what I had. And those are in my earlier ration videos on this CR1M, which I split up into 4 meals because there's so much food. Of course, there's a breakfast component, which I did as a lunch, because I didn't feel like getting up early to do breakfast. So I said, yeah, I'll do it as a lunch. What the heck? Some people eat breakfast for lunch or breakfast for supper. Sorry, I just bumped this mount. It's not the stablest thing I have, because I do this with my phone. That's all I got. I can't use a tripod because I wouldn't be able to see the chat without having another device to look at. Oh yeah, I mean, who hasn't had pancakes and sausage for supper? Or a bacon sandwich for lunch. Well, speaking of foreign MRE, look who it is. It's Art dropping a super chat. Yep. Although I have beef bacon, I will be taking that to the YouTuber meetup with me. In fact, I got 2 more packs to buy. Yep, that is Art from foreignemery.com. He dropped a $5 super chat. Very much appreciated. And that will get banked up. There's easy money in the house. Thanks for dropping in. The last of my CR1M food going down my belly. And I added, what you see in here is calamari that was sent to me as a freebie along with this CR1M. And I added it to the the mee goreng noodles to blend the flavors, and I happen to like it. I like the combination. Some people may not dig this calamari, but I happen to like it. This is I haven't had it like this for the last time I had calamari. It was fried, but this way, along with the noodles, it's really good. Ooh, calamari on the grill? That probably would sound good. Sure, it would have a different flavor depending on whether you use wood or charcoal, or what kind of wood you use, or what seasonings you put on it. And but this bag of cheese, yeah, this I like the Russian cheese, but I think this Bega is better. Oh yeah, barbecue sauce. But I have the bag of cheese on Russian crackers. I use last of my sweetened condensed milk in the tea. I'm guessing that's how Aussies drink their tea. Kind of like the Brits do, and like I used to do when I was a kid. And a few years ago, I started doing that again. So what's the deal with yeah, I think they're just plain thieves. I think they're just trying to score free food for themselves. That's just my opinion. Yeah, it really sucks what they're doing. Be kind of interesting to see how other ration sellers are dealing with this. Yeah, pumpkin soup. It's gone cold, but it's still good. I put some of the Aussie crackers in it, along with the little crouton that were originally in it. Yeah, the rules. I don't know how I missed the Jackling's beef stick that was in that CR1M. How they missed this, I don't know, but it was in there. Very surprising that they didn't nip it for themselves. I'm kind of curious what they do with all those things they take out. Do they keep them for themselves? Do they destroy them? Do they give them to their friends secretly? I'm kind of curious what they do with what they filch from rations that people try to import. Yeah, I wonder what they do with the freeze-dried meats. I wonder if they would filch those too. Huh. Yeah, they're out to make a fast buck on us. That's just, yeah, that figures. And I bet they jack the prices too. Yeah, that would be kind of weird. Maybe there's some agreement that allows them to import it without without having anything nipped. Like I said, I'm curious what they would do with freeze-dried meats that someone might import. Would they take those too, or would they leave them alone? And like I said, that's just my guess. I don't know if I would have anything taken if I bought a foreign ration from someone on eBay, if that would get nipped, or if that would be left alone. Yep. The halal shop that I go to, I'm friends with the owners, and one that used to be in business until the owners of that one had to shut down for personal family reasons. But I'd seen imported goat meat from Australia. I don't know if they would be able to do that now or not. But yeah, I'd seen imported meat there. And of course, some of the halal canned meats, like the alternatives to Spam that are made with chicken, turkey, and beef, those are imported, or at least some of them are. Although the Myanmar meats that I get are produced right here in Iowa. So don't have to worry about that. Don't have to worry about getting anything nipped from that company, because that's right here in my own state. Of course, I'm using a certain spork, which Art might recognize. I'm sure he's seen it a couple of times. And I also have a first strike ration that I got from Foreign Emery. That'll be my first time digging into one of those. Yep. They are nice sporks. And the second one that I got, I was going to send to Polly over in England, but since he passed, I'm going to designate that one for someone else. So I have already placed that in the bag that I will send to another guy who shall remain nameless at this time. But Polly, he will be missed. It's a shame he had to leave his life so soon. But, you know, we all have our day. But anyway. Yeah, Old Smokey found out, and he told people in his last Saturday live stream. No, I think the stream before that, he said that Polly had passed. Yeah, Polly's Hobbies and Things, his channel used to be Polly's Emery Reviews and Things. Then he slowed down on the rations because of health reasons. And so then he started doing more hobbies, but he would still review foods once in a while. But, you know, thinking he was going to be on the mend, and then but anyway, so I decided to tell others that he had passed in case they were subscribed to him or just heard about him. And I had even got a pack of the Myanmar beef jerky that's made right here in Iowa. I was going to send that to him, but then after I found out he passed, I decided, well, I'm just going to eat it myself and remember in remembrance of him. And Michael Green, who is over in England, reviewed a USMRE that Polly recommended to him to get. And so he reviewed it in his honor, in his memory. I gave a tribute to him, so that was nice of him to do. I'm just finishing off the pumpkin soup. Just checking to see if there's anything new in that chat. So again, sorry about the shakiness. This mount is not the most stable thing, but since I use my phone to do this, that's what I got to work with. Sorry about that, just had a disconnect. For anyone who will watch this later, I had a whole bunch of disconnects at the beginning. I do apologize for that, and I've had a few since then. I don't know if the internet around here, I'm using my hotspot because right now I don't have home internet. And so my hotspot is all I got, so I don't know if the data stream is just not that great or what, but since I'm mostly done with my, might go ahead and shut this down, but I want to again, I do thank Art for dropping that super chat earlier. And for those who watch now or who may watch later, I like to explain this every time, especially for new subscribers or those who are new to what super chat is. It's a donation that you can drop, and it helps support the channel, and along with the ad revenue that I get, I've had one check come to me so far. I don't know when the next one will come. I think that just depends on when I can earn enough to get over the $100 threshold. Then I will get a payment. And what I did with the first one, I bought a new sturdy tripod for travel, and I've already got that attached to my pack for the YouTuber meetup. I got an actual video camera. I won't be able to go live with it because it's just one of those little Sony video cameras, or not Sony. I'd have to get it out to see what brand it is, but it's just one of those cameras that you put a memory card in it, you flip the screen out, you can't rotate the screen. Like one I used to have that it worked for a while. This is quite a few years ago. It worked for a while, but then it just quit working. And I had not even had it outside in bad weather. It was just shooting inside with it, and all of a sudden it just didn't want to work anymore. But you can open the screen to flip it out, and I tried my clip mic with it, but I don't have an adapter that would work for it. It's a micro USB that can be used for, say, like downloading any footage from the memory card to a computer, or I don't know if I can put rechargeable batteries in there to see if I could charge the batteries that way. I have to get some rechargeable batteries to find out. I don't have any of those yet. But I would like to get some rechargeable batteries to try in there. But I also want to get an adapter to see if I can use a clip mic with it. I tried to find one that I could use a clip mic with my phone, but I haven't found one that would work for my phone. I don't know how that would work, trying to use an external mic with the phone. But if I able to get off a live stream on there with my hotspot, then I would have to use my phone for that. And I will be taking plenty of power. That new solar panel that I recently got, I'm going to put that to the test. It does not come with an internal battery, but I can plug a power bank into it to charge it that way. And it has holes so I can hang it, say from a tree or on my tent, and put it out early in the morning, let the sun hit it all day to charge up what I might have plugged into it. And sorry about that. And get that. I have 18650 batteries for my flashlight that I have in the pack. So I may not need to take a charger for those because I have one in a flashlight and I got 2 more batteries for that. But my headlamp, I just put regular AAA batteries in for that. The one that I got that has the red light on it, I put that in the pack. And instead of my other one, because I want to test that one out, see how the red light works at night. And that crank radio I have, I'm going to be testing that out to see how that works out and outside of the city, away from any town, because we'll be about an hour and a half or so away from Des Moines. It's called Lake Miami. So we'll be out next month. And because TAC from AOK Foraging and Adventures literally reserved the entire campground for that time period, and there is still room for people to come. But all the cabins, the few cabins that are there are taken. The few hammock spots that are there are taken. So anyone who comes will either have to have a camper, or they will have to have a tent, or some other shelter that does not require trees. Or if they use a tarp, they might have to use trekking poles to set that up. Or find some kind of a tent pole that they can use. Or just find a long stick that they can use without having to cut down a live tree, because that wouldn't be a cool to do anyway. But we will also be having the big canopies that we can set up for in case it rains, especially around our group area. We will have a common area that will be used for when we do the one shared meal, or one planned shared meal. And there will be, for those that eat pork, there will be a pig roast. But I will not be eating the pork. I will have some other meat. But there will be dishes that everyone will contribute. So I have a contribution that I will take with me. right now. It's in my freezer. And I will have to dump that into my 16 centimeter billy can to heat that up. So I'll be putting that pot to the test for the first time. And then we will be doing some other group activities that should be interesting to see with what people bring to do these activities. And so I'll be trying to record as much as I can. Unlike a phone or a regular video camera, I just can't pop a memory card out of my phone and put another one in, because it will not have all of the data for the apps that I normally use, that I can store on the memory card itself to save my phone memory capacity. But besides the video camera, I only have one memory card in it, so I will have to get some more. But I have my other cell phone that I do have actual cell service on. I can record on that because I have a memory card in there. And some of my videos, since I've gotten that phone, have been shot on that phone, as well as this Galaxy S5, which I'm on now, that I've had since 2014. I have not had a cell service on it for quite a while, but it still works as a camera. It still works as an internet device, and of course it has a light on it. And during power outages at the mosque when I've been there, that light has come in handy. So if you get a phone that has a flash on it that you can have as a flashlight, yeah, it's not the brightest in the world, but it does the job. The company that makes the halal meats is called Midamar, Midamar. It is based in Cedar Rapids, which is in eastern Iowa. Johnny from Jeep Things Outdoors, that he lives near that city. And I took it to the last YouTuber meetup, which was last May, and I shared it. I had taken it to a camp out with a larger group the previous fall, which is over Labor Day weekend. I took it there, and I've taken it to family camping trips a couple of times now. And my mom really likes it. And I don't know if she has ever bought any since I introduced it to her first last year, or if she just waits till I bring it to share again. And so it looks like regular bacon just made with beef. And when I took it in the fall of 2017, I bought that Midamar beef bacon, but I also bought a couple packs of Hormel beef bacon, which I bought at one grocery store that I know that had sold it, but they don't get a lot of demand for it. So I tried to ask for that particular brand again, but they did not have it. So they got a hold of a few packs of another brand that I had never heard of. So, I'm going to try this. But I'm going to take that and the Minimar, because what I want to do, I want to do a blind taste test at camp to see which one everybody likes better. Do they like the Minimar better? Do they like this other brand better? And then I'll show them which is which, just for the heck of it. This is going to be a large group, so there's going to be a need for a fair amount of bacon, plus for my own use. But for most of the meals, we're supposedly on our own. But who knows? We may end up sharing anyway. Who knows what we're going to do when, if you don't have to be in Iowa. We have a few people coming from some other states, and people who may watch videos but don't necessarily have a channel. A few of them will be attending. And so we're hoping to have at least 30 some people. But there will be more videos about that later. And so again, Tack and Brenda of AOK Foraging and Adventures are the organizers and the hosts. They are the ones who reserved the campground, securing most of the firewood. Although anyone who wants to have are coming from out of state, because of the emerald ash borer problem that has been literally destroying ash trees all over the country, to import firewood from outside of Iowa. So if you come from outside the state, you have to get your firewood after you have come inside of Iowa. There are other states who've had this restriction for the same reason. And I think, and from what I've seen in other videos, emerald ash borer is also bad up in Canada, which is a shame because, ash trees are good trees, but they are being destroyed, and that's a shame. So but there are plenty of other species that you can get your firewood from. And plus, it would be more convenient to get to the campsite, get your stuff laid out, or get your firewood right after you get into the park or some place near that sells it. That way you don't have it to haul as much over a distance. So that should be it should be a good time, and the other activities that I don't know what all is going to go on. I know a couple of things, but I'm going to keep those as a surprise. You'll just have to watch all of our videos that we'll be putting out. And if we can get off any live streams, we'll probably do that. I have my hotspot. Others may have hotspots. So if we can get halfway decent signal, we may try to get off at least a little bit of a stream. So if you're interested in coming to the Iowa YouTuber meetup, October 3rd through the 6th, that's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the best way I can suggest is get a hold of Tack from AOK Foraging and Adventures. You can contact her, and like I said, he is the host and organizer. Well, she and her wife Brenda, but Tack is the one who really started it. Of course, Brenda is her backup plan, and they're very, very good people to do stuff with. They recently did a camp with a subscriber, which is pretty darn awesome. And who knows, maybe this subscriber might come to the meetup. But they have done stuff in other states with other YouTubers, collaboration things. And these meetups are one way to get together, especially if you live somewhat near each other. And it should be a good time. So I hope that answered any questions about the YouTuber meetup. Actually, the Facebook group was labeled as a Midwest YouTuber meetup because most of the people that are coming from out of state are coming from states surrounding Iowa, or maybe 2 states over. For some people, it might the time constraints might prohibit them from taking at least a day or 2 days to get here, and then spend the time, and then have to take a day or 2 to travel back to their home state. But again, I have a designated driver. Since I don't drive, I need someone else's help to get out of the city if I want to go play in the woods. That's why I don't get out on my own, because of I just can't hop a city bus and say, take me to this location. And I just can't do that. It'd really be awesome if I could. And I don't know if I could use Uber or Lyft to take me to some place that driver would have to be willing to commit to that extra time. And then I don't know if I would be able to call for an Uber or Lyft on the app once I'm out there in order to try to get back into the city. That's something I never considered, because I'm not sure how well that would work unless I can get internet access while I'm out there in the boonies where I might be at. But trying to find a way where I can get out of the city to go by myself to do an overnight or 2-night camp. I really would like to find a way to do that without having to inconvenience someone else who might not have the time or would necessarily want to commit to go dropping me off somewhere and then picking me up to bring me back. Some people would not be willing to do that, or they might not have the time to do that. But, as I said, I do want to find a way where I can get out. But, is there So is there anything else that anyone wants to chat about before I kick off here and let YouTube process this? Because I'm about to shut it down. I don't have much left here to eat. I will finish off this cheese later. I do got some more of the Russian crackers, so And I do have some more of this Vegemite. I will finish that off. And of course, I'll go ahead and eat these, and I'll finish off the tea, and I'll finish off what's left of my noodles. Oh yeah, these are a strawberry, an artificially flavored strawberry filled sandwich cookie. It tastes like a sugar cookie, but without the extra sugar on top. On this one they put a heart. On this one they put a star. But yeah, these are actually pretty good. They're not excessively sweet. And the jam is not like the spreadable jam that you would put on your toast, but it's more like a thicker gelled filling. That's what they used. But it's still pretty good. Now they call these jam sandwich biscuits, because in the UK and Australia and similar places like that, cookies and crackers are usually referred to as biscuits instead of the words that we use. You know, we call these a cookie, and we call these a cracker. But yeah, these are still pretty good, and they held up to the long distance of getting here from Australia to my mailbox. So I think I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. Finish off what I have here. So I'll probably save this cracker because I didn't eat it, but you know, this will be I'll stick these inside this bag to keep them fresh. And I'll probably just have them as a snack later. And I will put the cheese and Vegemite back in the fridge. These little snack bags are perfect for that. These little Ziploc snack bags are like half the size of a sandwich bag. Yeah, thanks for dropping in. Who dropped in again? Thanks to Art from foreignemery.com who dropped the super chat earlier. That is much appreciated, and I will put that money to good use. I'm not sure what I will use the next Google check for, but it will be something for the channel, whether it be a piece of gear to test and review, or for a ration, or something to help out my channel. So that's what I'll use it for. That's okay, you know. If you're watching on your phone, it can be hard to hit the right letters on that keyboard, especially when you got big fingers, because I screw up with that a lot. So anyway, thanks all for watching, and catch you on the flip side.